Hey, this is Dan from Fisher Jeep Adventures. If you want to see how I got these installed on my 2026 Ram 2500 Tradesman with the Power Wagon package, stick around for the video. We'll talk about what they are, why you need them, and why they're good for your truck. Hey, my name is Dan from Fisher Jeep Adventures. This is my 2026 Ram Tradesman Power Wagon, and today we're installing SumoSprings on the rear axle. And the reason for that is because the typical Tradesman truck has got a payload capacity of about 3,400 pounds. The Tradesman with the Power Wagon package is half of that. And the reason for that is because this whole suspension is designed to articulate and work off-road, but it does lose carrying capacity because the springs are soft and they will compress pretty quickly. So if you're towing or moving a heavy load, you're going to need something to help you out. So you have a few options. You can go with airbags. You can go with Tembrin springs that do the same thing that the SumoSpring does. It sits in the same location. Or you can do what I did, which was use the two-piece SuperSprings SumoSpring, which has got a 5,000 pound capacity, but yet it allows the truck to articulate. Now, one of the challenges that you have with airbags is you have to have a compressor, you have to have lines, you have to have the airbags, you have to deal with air leaks. There's a lot of things that come with an airbag suspension. They're great, they have their purpose. With the Tembrins, the only challenge you have, and if you read a bunch of reviews on them, is that they are super stiff and super rough. The nice thing about the SumoSpring is that it has a compression absorption, and so the ride is not as harsh when they're hitting, when the two pieces are coming together. And unloaded, I've got about a 2-inch gap between the two pieces, so the suspension is going to continue to move like it's supposed to, and everything is going to do what it needs to do. So we'll go over what it takes to install it, and then we'll go through the installation process. All right, so let's go through what's in the kit real fast. So this is for the SuperSprings SSR-315-47-2, and that's the 5,000 pound version, which is the black version of the SumoSpring. It fits the Ram 2500 four-wheel drive 2014 to present. So what you get inside of the kit is a set of instructions, your hardware kit, which has some blue Loctite in it, and then your two Sumo Super Springs, which have this nice locating piece, which is what makes it really good. So the suspension can still articulate without this binding up, and if it comes up above it, it slides right back in once you have an alignment. Inside of here are the mounting brackets, and so some of the tools that you're going to need are 14mm wrenches, a 14mm socket, a 17/32 hex, and then a torque wrench that can do 30 foot-pounds. So from there, let's go outside and take a look at the truck. All right, so here are the springs. So the one with the 4 bolts openings is the top one, and then the bottom one has just a single bolt. These are going to be your upper brackets for the upper mount. These are the lower brackets for the lower mount, and then these are the plates that mount to the springs themselves. And basically you can see the two narrow spaced bolts. This basically goes just like that. All right, so what you're seeing here is this is the factory bump stop, and we're probably 4 inches or so above this plate. And like I said earlier when we were talking about the truck, because it has the lower capacity high flex springs, this can bottom out pretty easily. And because the carrying capacity is lower because of that spring rate, these SuperSprings are going to help out quite a bit. So our first step is to take the factory bump stops off, and these are okay. Now that the bump stops are out, the next step is to attach the plate that goes on the top of the upper SumoSpring. And they're going to use 2 of the shorter of the supplied hardware. So you can see there's a long one and a short one, so you're going to use the short one. 2 here and 2 here. You're going to put some blue Loctite on here, and then you're going to torque these down to 30 foot-pounds each. After you get that done, the next step is to take the upper mounting plate. So it's going to sit like that. So the bracket's going to sit like this, and the bolts are going to face the inside of the truck, so the center of the axle, and not the wheel. So you can see where there are slots, and we're going to take 2 of the long bolts and put them in the factory locations, but we're going to leave them loose so that we can slide this, so that we can make sure that this is oriented properly once we get the bottom bracket on. All right, so you can see from the top how the bolts are facing the inside. And you want to get these bolts up in there enough so that they are, when you put the SumoSpring upper in here, that they are recessed in, but loose enough that the plate can move. So the next step is to put this up, and this is just going to slide on those bolts like I showed you. And we're just going to take 2 of the supplied nuts. These are 14 millimeters, and just put them on loosely because we have to be able to move this. And it's all got to come back down again. All right, so the next step is to take one of these short bolts, and we're going to locate this bottom bracket. And we're just going to leave this loose, so just flush enough that we can set it on the pad, but it's got to be able to move back and forth, so we figure out where to locate the bottom bracket, just kind of like the front or the top bracket, so that they are in alignment like that. All right, so one additional piece of equipment you're going to need is a jack. So I have a floor jack with a 4x4. The reason for that is the spacing between the bump stops with the weight on the vehicle is not high enough to be able to get this attached like the truck is sitting empty. So you just have to jack the vehicle up and to create the space that you need. And you can jack it up any number of ways, but you just have to jack it up so off the frame rail. I'm going to use the hitch because it lifts the truck evenly. You can either place it on jack stands, or you can leave it on the jack, which is what I'm going to do. You just got to choose whatever you'd like to do. That's going to give me enough space to get the lower bracket in. So on the lower bracket, you can see how this has got some ears. So this is going to sit toward the front of the truck. So the ears are actually going to clip into the lower axle bracket, and you're going to slide it to the rear. I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so we jacked it up a little bit, and you can see right here on the lower mount, there's a little bit of a lip and 2 little indentions. Those teeth are going to fit right into that space. But you can see here, the alignment is actually not too bad, but if I move it one way or the other, it can be off. So right here seems to be where it needs to be, which is, and what we'll do is we'll set the truck back down and watch what happens with the bracket and let it kind of self-center. All right, we're just gonna set the truck back down and let them kind of locate. All right, that looks I'm just gonna have to feel around to make sure it looks, this looks like about where it needs to be. So we're gonna take a pen and mark it, because we're gonna take everything back off and Loctite the bolts. So you can see I put just a paint mark there and a paint mark there, and on the bottom I just did like the half moon, and we'll take these out and then tighten everything down and torque them down and then get it back installed. All right, these are done. So pro tip is I just took out one bolt at a time and then put it back in, Loctited it, and then took out the other one. That way this plate didn't move. And then when I bolted this back up, this is actually a 9/16 nut right here. And because that's a press pin, you only torque this one down to 20 foot-pounds. These ones are 30 foot-pounds like the rest. All right, so another tip is to take like a brass drift to put on these ears and just tap it with a hammer just to seat it. You can also use a screwdriver, but the drift works well. So the last piece is there's a bolt hole in the back of the bottom bracket, and then it comes in your hardware kit. There's a tab that has a point and a square end, and to lock this in place, you want that to lock this bracket in place. Pointed end goes to the bottom of the bracket, and then the square end goes to the bottom back of the truck. Thread this together and then sandwich it down. And it'll pull the whole bracket, and that's going to keep this from moving. I said the nut is a 9/16, and the bolt is actually 14 millimeters. All right. And that just locks that whole thing in place. All right, so you don't want to tighten it down enough that you're bending the bracket or that clip. You just want to snug it down. It's just keeping it from moving. So basically we're going to rinse and repeat and do the other side, and I'll get back to you when I'm done. So that was the install of my 5,000-pound SumoSprings for the rear of my 2026 Ram 2500. And for those of you who said, well, why did you buy the Power Wagon package? Well, because it came with lockers, it came with a lift and a front winch. And you could say, well, you just ruined the articulation on the rear end of the truck. And my answer to your statement is you're correct. It is not going to articulate like it was. And unless you're really doing some crazy things, you don't need that articulation, in my opinion. And so it wasn't a big give up for me, because I have some things planned with this truck, which I'm going to need that capacity to manage the load better than the factory springs by themselves. So hope you guys got something from the video. It's a great product. It is a little pricey at around $600. There are some deals out there, but I think it's going to really work great for how I want to use it, which is intermittently having loads on the back of the truck. So thanks again for watching. If you lasted this long, give yourself a big thumbs up. Think about subscribing, give me a like, and leave me a comment if you got a question. And again, this is Dan, Fisher Jeep Adventures, and we'll see you on the next one.